One of the biggest IPOs this week is West Corp. Now, this is a communications company, and they focus in on emergency type of communications. So, Francis, this does sound like an interesting story, and it is a fairly big offering at $500 million. It sounds like there might be some room here.
There might be. It's a company that was founded in 1986. They do conferencing, unified communications, as well as the alerts, as you mentioned. They've been their filings have been in with the SEC for a long, long time. So they wanted to go public, but their revenue has been increasing. It was up 6% in 2012 to 2.7 billion, and that's quite a bit. They have a lot of patents, and they're going to pay an 3.8% dividend, and is coming at the midpoint of the price range at 15.6 times earnings, which all sounds good, and it is good. The only thing is they're coming at about a $2 billion market cap, and their book value will be minus 800 million. So it's a service business. They've really stripped the balance sheet, probably taking out loans to pay themselves in dividends and that kind of thing. But with a service business like this, they don't need a lot of assets. They don't need capital equipment. They don't need a lot of receivables. So they can really run on a thin balance sheet. So I think in this particular market, I think it's worth taking because of the consistent revenue growth and because of the dividend. It looks like they can cover their dividend quite well. Right.
It's not an exceptionally sexy business or glamorous one, but it does look pretty solid and pretty steady. Then we have Marin Software. This company focuses on internet advertising. Of course, we know that's a huge area to be in. The only problem is they're going up against some other big players like Google and even DoubleClick. So can they meet up with them? Can they match them?
Well, the revenue for 2012 was 60 million. It was up 67%, and it is a DoubleClick clone. And so that particular market segment doesn't have very many publicly held companies. It's one way to play it. I think in this kind of market, the stock will do very, very well because of the revenue growth, and with the averages up like this, people are kind of overlooking loss rates. So I would definitely go for that one on the IPO.
Then we have another company that's also kind of in this tech side, Model N. They're saying that they have a totally new product with revenue management, but we know revenue management has been around for a while. They do have some pretty good customers like Abbott Labs. So do you think that these partnerships, these customers are going to carry them forward?
Well, I think they have a lock in the pharmaceutical area with the big pharmaceutical companies. What they do with revenue management is it helps predict pricing and inventory quantities to maximize the revenue to the company. As I think based on the movement into the cloud software area, they'll get a good pop on the IPO.
All right. Well, there you have it. A couple of 2 or 3 tech names to choose from. Several ideas for you this week in the IPO sector for tech names.